And the first of those lap down cars past winner here, Casey Kane, the number 9. Green flag.
But you know what I love about a 500-mile race? Whoa.
How about that?
They just took it right to the bottom, and look at Jeff.
Look at the run. Jeff Gordon in that 24 car got through the middle of 1 and 2. He pulls to the high side of Biffle. He's looking for that second spot. But it's like Greg Biffle said, dadgummit, you beat me off pit road. I'm going to beat you back on the racetrack about Kenseth in the 17.
But this is like a reload. I mean, everybody got to work on their cars, and now their cars are better. And, man, we're going to see some guys that we haven't talked about all day, like Matt Kenseth leading the race.
Steve.
Mike, just before the pit stop, Matt Kenseth said to his crew, I can't hustle it like I was in the center. I was really making hay. So they made a track bar adjustment and an air pressure adjustment after the pit stop. When he took the lead, he said, I'm just out cruising around being spoiled by my pit crew as usual.
Daryl, on these restarts, everybody's got new tires. Everybody's back up on the wheel. Everybody's Superman.
That's right. And you got to, this one, you got to capitalize on those 4 new tires and trying to get by people that maybe you'll have to race later in the day. I would also just say that don't look now, but I think whatever they did to the 48 car, they've undone. And he's looking pretty racy again, too.
And would that come as a big surprise?
Not at all. 500-mile races are like plays, though. You have the opening act. Then you got the middle in there where you kind of establish a story. And then you have the end of the race or the end of the show where you find out who the superstars are going to be.
Dick Bergman.
Well, last fall, the 48 car absolutely dominated here. Won the pole, won the race, led all but 22 laps in that event with a setup that was a little bit different. And Jeff Gordon had the option of using that setup, but chose not to because he had no opportunity to test it. So you might have thought, given Jimmy Johnson's success and what happened to Gordon, he finished 15th and led just 2, he would have tried that setup this time around. He did not. Johnson's setup, Gordon's setup, 2 very different setups for the racetrack this afternoon. Right now, it looks as if what Gordon's got is the better of the 2.
Well, I'm going to tell you what.
Don't look now, Dick.
Because right now, Jeff Gordon has a rear view mirror full of his teammate, Jimmy Johnson, at that 48. Now he's going to have to look out the left window probably to see him.
Well, I just know that last time in that they did something to the 48 car that he just did not like. And I think they've undone it, and that now the car's back like it was beginning of the race.
But he cannot complete the pass on Jeff Gordon. Not this time. And Biffle's right there. Race leader Matt Kenseth and Greg Biffle in the 16 just ran their personal best lap of this race.
Well, they've got those fresh tires. This racetrack is really cooling down. Matt Kenseth out there. He's not having to fight any other traffic. There's no question this is where they're going to run their faster laps.
And one of the things that this car has proven over and over again, the guy out front does what the 17's doing. Drives off and leaves the other guys.
Well, even in Southern California, clean air is good air.
That's exactly right. This car loves it.
Second place. Johnson wants it, and Gordon gives it up to his teammate.
Well, Jimmy Johnson couldn't do it on the low side, so he moved to the high side and was able to complete the pass, but Gordon's fighting back now on the bottom.
Well, the bottom's the shortest way, but the top's the fastest way.
And Johnson prevails. Here's Matt.
And Jimmy Johnson on the last stop said the forward bite was so much better. It just wouldn't roll to center well. After some changes, now he's saying the car is just so free, he can barely hold on to it.
Free is fast.
For a while.
Well, that's what Chad was trying to tell him. We're going the wrong way. We tried to tighten it up and slowed it down.
Exactly, and because they were too tight early, and it's only going to get tighter. Now I think they got it close to where they want it.
But now look who has been leading all weekend in the truck race and the nationwide race, and who presently is lurking in 6th place. That would be the younger of the Busch brothers, Kyle.
I just think he's been pacing himself. I think you only got so much. I don't care how young you are. You only got so much gas in the tank. You better save a little of it.
Well, he made history yesterday. You see it right there. Won 2 major Touring Series races on the same day. He's trying to become the first driver to win 3 Touring Series at 1 racetrack in 1 weekend.
He's our leading Toyota top performer. Running at 6th. He started 10th. Denny Hamlin started 17th. He is in 11th. And Ruderman 15th.
You know, Darrell, we've only had 3 cautions, and they've all been for rain. And what's interesting, with that pit stop everybody made on lap 143, it's still a 2-stop race. They cannot make it to the end on 1 stop.
I just think it's fascinating how no matter who gets in front, Matt Kenseth at this time, that he can just pull away from everybody else. Although it looks like Jimmy Johnson has really got his car tuned up now, and he's coming.
We got action all over the racetrack with in-car camera shots.
I just think this car is so sensitive. It's a really fickle race car. A minor little adjustment will take you right out of the game, but a minor adjustment will put you back in the game, and that's hard. That's the hard thing about sitting on that pit box.
One of those onboard views, the one in the upper left corner, was that 6 car right there. Going through the frame, David Reagan. Now, he was a top 10 car earlier, but he's now fallen off the lead lap. Krista?
Yeah, Mike dropped back at first because he scraped the wall a little bit. Right now, he's having to drop back because he's overheating. They think they have some paper on the grill, so he just needs to drop back and try to cool things off. David just came on the radio as I've been talking and said, yeah, Jimmy, she's starting to come back now.
He hurt that car a lot more than I think they realized when he slammed the wall going into turn 3. That car took a lot of damage, has a lot of damage to it.
But you know, all day long, Krista and the guys on pit road, they've been reporting with a lot of these cars flirting with overheating. This place is notorious, a lot like Michigan, about getting debris on that grill opening. And remember, these guys run a lot of tape on the front end anyhow for downforce and drag reduction. You don't have a big margin of an error if a hot dog wrapper or something gets on that grill opening.
A year or so ago, what they call it, the hot dog wrapper 500, because everybody had them on the grill.
17 cars are on the lead lap, and in that last round of pit stops, Matt, it looks like they've improved Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car.
A wedge and air pressure adjustment, Mike, has seemed to really get the feel that Dale Earnhardt Jr. is looking for. He, though, like so many others, are saying the car now seems to be going more and more to the free side. Another concern, a lot of the spotters warning their drivers rain could be coming back in the area, so they are trying to get up on the wheel.
But Darrell, you mentioned it, that seems to be the tendency of this car and maybe even this racetrack to get a little bit looser as they go.
Let's get amped up and go for a ride with Dale Jr.
Let's see how he looks in there. He's got a pretty good handful of wheel, so that means the car might be a little tight. Let's see how he looks going down into turn 1 here. Puts those hands over on the left side of the steering wheel, gives a nice hard tug on it. I think that car might be handling pretty well. Looks a little tight, but Junior always cranks the wheel hard left like that. He likes to be able to crank on it. Relaxes. See how he gets his hands all nice and relaxed. Kind of takes a deep breath. Heads down the straightaway. Nice. Coming up on the corner. Loads up on that left side. Got both hands pulling down on the wheel. Car actually looks like it's handling pretty good to me.
He doesn't look that busy in there.
No, he doesn't.
However, his lap times are about half a second off of what leader Matt Kenseth is running.
Yeah, if I was looking at that and I was critiquing it and saying, what do we need to do to the car? It looks like it's a little too tight. Got a lot of wheel in it.
Matt Kenseth has company. Jimmy Johnson is coming for the lead. 87 laps to go in the Auto Club 500 presented by Quaker State. You're watching NASCAR on Fox.